Hi everyone and welcome back. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Welcome to Liminal Lark. My name is Leander. And this is my VR to Simon from the Hermit's Cave, who created Get to Know Your Tarot Tubers, hashtag tarottubersa-z. So basically we're running through the alphabet and sharing a little bit about ourselves and our world. So to commence, A is for age. November last year I turned 58. 58 and feeling great. B is for books, and I couldn't give you, if I tried, a favourite book. That's just impossible for me. It's like asking for a favourite song. I just can't do it. I would say as a collective, my favourite books are my astrology textbooks. So I'll share just one with you. This is a hardcover version of The Round Art of Astrology by A.T. Mann, who I think is an extraordinary astrologer. He was originally an architect, but anyway, he went on to create a very unique method of astrology whereby planets are dated throughout your life. In other words, planets are activated at certain ages. Fascinating work. So that's a great book. What are we going to from here? C is career. What did you want to be when you were a kid, and what do you do now? I was one of those kids where the world was a wonderful place. Wonderful. I was intrigued and interested in so many things, and I remember having so many dreams about what I'd like to do. And I think the two main visions I had, if you want to call it that, came about because I was influenced by, first of all, my Italian grandfather and my Italian uncle, who respectively used to travel every year. And they would bring me back trinkets from different parts of the world, including these little dolls that you used to be able to buy, who were in those days dressed in what we would call national costume. So as a little girl, they all looked so different. A doll from Scotland in a kilt, a little doll from Alaska in a fur outfit, and from Thailand in a beautiful silk, you know, like a dance, you know, doing the Thai dance in silk outfit. And I was so intrigued. I really wanted to travel. So when I don't know how old I was, below 10 years old, but discovered that, you know, that you can actually have a career as a flight attendant. That was on my list of things to do. I thought, that gets me where I want to go. I was also obsessed by flying. I still am. I love flying and flying machines. And so that was definitely on the cards, which didn't end up happening. I travelled, but I didn't pursue a career as a flight attendant. The other one was Hollywood. I would sit there watching all those old black and white movies with my mother when I was quite young. And I wanted to be an actor who could sing and dance like the Hollywood greats. Ironically, I did go on to study acting in my 20s, and I completed a 3.5-year acting diploma, and I did pursue acting. I got a few gigs along the way. But for me, it was the course. The course was one of the most amazing things I've ever done. You learn so much about yourself. It's like 3 years of shadow work, quite frankly. And you learn some amazing skills, life skills along the way. So that was amazing. But at the end of the day, my other passion, well, I had many, but my other big passion was and remains music and sound. So I went on to become a music programmer in a radio station, and I moved to others from there. And I did a lot of other things over the years, but it all really falls under the umbrella of creative positions, editing, voiceovers, programming, yeah, all that kind of stuff, right? Producers, working for Screen Producers Association, blah, blah, blah. And so towards the very end, like more recently, I ended up producing in-flight entertainment for 14 airlines with one company, but they had 14 airlines on their books at the time, which was amazing. Programming every genre of music as well as comedy. And you were dealing with people from various parts of the world, different cultures and all that sort of stuff. So I loved that, and I miss it. It was frantic. It was a world of deadlines. Airlines don't stop for Christmas, so we couldn't either. But I love it, and I still miss it to this day. But it was pretty damn frantic to the point where I began to feel very, very fatigued. So I decided reluctantly to quit. And I ended up pursuing, because I started studying alternative therapies and energy healing, I decided to quit my job and pursue a career, if you want to call it that. Well, it is still a career, as I call it soul coaching, where I use and blend astrology, tarot, and numerology for enlightenment, coaching, guidance purposes, all the things we all do, as well as body balance, energy healing, and that kind of stuff. So I still do that to this day, but I'm really scaling down, and I'm now heading towards meditation. So I've already completed my teacher training for Yoga Nidra, but I envisage this year attending, there's actually 2 courses I think I'd like to do for meditation teacher training, just to enhance my skills. So really concentrate on that arena as time moves forward. Long answer, but it's the truth. So D is for dream. Once again, I was one of those kids, and I still am one of those kids, dreaming of so many things. But one I will share with you. I would love to be able to live part of my year in Australia and part of my year elsewhere, because I love travel, foreign places, foreign cultures, and I love the unfamiliar. So to be able to say, go up and work in Bali, go up to Bali and work there for a season, and then go to the States for a season, whatever it be, Europe, just keep moving, still having a home base, but having the freedom to go and do what I do elsewhere without, you know, visa hassles and all that kind of stuff. That's a dream. That would be wonderful. E is for essential item. I think we all have much the same these days. Our technology, really difficult to do without them, unfortunately. But I would say from a practical perspective, one essential item, definitely the glasses. I could have the fanciest laptop and phone in the world, but without my glasses, I can't do close-up work. So they've got to come with me. And water. Where would we be without water? F for favourite RWS deck. So I don't have a whole lot of clones. I'm keeping my collection very moderate. If anything, I'm scaling down. But one deck that will never leave my side is my Dirty Pam. I really love this deck. Will you forgive the lighting, by the way? It looks like I've got some kind of hazy lens over my camera. It's just the time of day. It's morning. It's a beautiful sunny day, and I have sheer curtains, so it just looks a bit weird. Anyway, there it is, Dirty Pam. You know this deck. I decided to trim mine and leave the corners square, and I love it. Absolutely love this deck. I have no reason to seek anything else. I remember getting excited when the Radiant Wise Spirit came out, and I thought, oh, it's, you know, no borderless and all that stuff. And I thought, just cut the borders off the one you've got. Why do you need another one for? And I love this one with the square borders. It works really well. So Dirty Pam is my favourite RWS, if I can call it a clone. Right, okay. G is for gold or silver. Whether it be home decor or jewellery, I have to say, in all honesty, both. I have a splash of both in my home, but at this time I'm swaying towards gold. Not bling bling gold in your face, but more like gold, dull gold, antique gold, brass. I have a number of Tibetan singing bowls also. I have a gold Buddha that I can just see over there, that kind of stuff. Jewellery, I'm a huge fan of jewellery. I considered learning to make jewellery many times over the years, just haven't gotten around to it, but I wear both. I always have. So I tend to wear a lot of silver in summer. I bought this beauty in Bali just last August, along with this ring, which I love. They make beautiful silver in Bali if you ever go. But gold, I mean, you know, when you grow up with an Italian family, gold. And I love it. This one here is so beautiful. This is Italian gold. It's obviously quite formal. Don't wear that every day. But I just love gold jewelry. I love gold jewelry as much as I love silver, but I just wanted to show you this one. I bought this in a beautiful little town called Bellagio. Yeah. It's on the Lake of Como in Italy, and this is like my little hermit's lantern. So it's Italian gold with gemstones. It's one of my favorite pieces ever. So gold and silver for sure. H is for height. Well, with those Italian genes, I reached 5'3". Ideal day. Wow, there's many ideal days, but I'll pick one. It would be a lovely summer's day, as it is today. Like, a lovely summer's day for me is a warm day, not stinking hot, and it's not humid, right? Just a beautiful summer's day. I get up every morning. In reality, I do get up every morning and hit the yoga mat, just do some stretches and some light yoga. So I would do that on my ideal day, and then I would join some friends in a lovely cafe for morning tea, brunch, call it what you will. Then we would go to the beach and go for a walk up and down the beach. It's really so relaxing, walking on the wet sand and the waves just come up over your feet, just brush your feet. And it's just a lovely place to have a chat, walking around outside. Then I would suggest we all go for a swim. Swimming in the ocean, in that beautiful cleansing salt water, for me is instant healing. It's just all, your mind clears. It's just the most amazing thing in the world, as far as I'm concerned. So we'd go for a swim. Then I would suggest we all go off and have a massage, come home, get changed, freshen up, and then we would meet at a lovely late afternoon venue. One I have in mind is actually on the water, so you're overlooking the sea, have a lovely glass of wine or a cup of coffee, whatever you feel like, followed by an early dinner, and then we'd go for a walk again under a very clear, starry sky. That would be an ideal day for me. And I must do it, because right now it's summer. Okay, joke. I didn't write anything down. One of my brothers is so good at retaining jokes and telling them. I think telling jokes, there's an art to telling jokes. Not everyone can do it. Anyway, my brother is so good at it, and I always think, oh, I'll never forget that, that's hilarious, but I forget. But I'll give you a two-liner that I really do love, because I won't worry about sitting here trying to remember a joke. But I like these. Comedy is an amazing thing, and because I studied acting, you know, there is a certain comedy, like British comedy, is so clever, and they use irony so well. But sometimes there's those silly little jokes that, I don't know, they touch your heart. So this is one of them. And God said unto John, come forth, and you will receive eternal life. But John came fifth and won a toaster. I love that. I think that's just simple and effective. Anyway, moving on. K is for kids. I love kids. I don't have kids of my own, but I've certainly had a couple of four-legged kids that are running around in kitty cat heaven now. And I am going to adopt a four-legged kid in the future. I'm going to rescue a little dog. But while I've still got a little bit of the travel thing going on, I'll wait for the moment. But in the meantime, I have two great nieces who I absolutely adore. And yes, they're the two-legged kind, of course. But yes, not my kids, but my great nieces, and I adore them. L is for living arrangements. I live in my home. I love my home. As much as I love to travel, having a home base is so very important. I live alone at the moment in my home, and I love that because I do treasure my solitude. So I love going out to spend time with people and coming back to the home. That is exactly the way I left it. I love home very much. M is for Marseille. Favorite Marseille. I only have a few Marseille, probably 4. But if I had to choose just one, it would be this one here, Tarot Classic. And of course, it is due to the rich colors that are featured in this deck. Like, it melts my heart. My goodness. So beautiful. Let me find you. Like this kind of, when you look at this, if you had a spread looking at you, say a 3-carder, it's just beautiful. Love the Tarot Classic passionately. And I would like to give a very special mention, though, to I always stumble over this, tarottubersa-z. Also a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deck as far as colours go. And it's just so rich, so delicious in so many ways. Love that. I'm very much a 2 person. Like, to single things out, I struggle, but I can always bring it down to 2 choices rather than rather than one. Probably because I have some opposite moon in my natal chart. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, N. Nicknames. This is going to be my longest answer, but bear with, because it's so bloody ridiculous, it's hilarious. It is almost customary in Australia to have a nickname, and I know we are not alone, but it just seems to be part of the way of life here, especially as I grew up. Everyone had a nickname. If you had a long name, it was shortened. If you had a short name, someone had tacked something onto the end of it. It's just a term of endearment. I have two brothers who are 10 and 8 years older than me. So my father has always called me sis, as in little sister. He still does call me sis. So there's that. One of my brothers called me as a kid Leo. He still does. But that was actually short for his own creation, Leo Tranunda. So, we're a crazy family when I think about it. So yes, Leo Tranunda was my name, as far as my brother was concerned, shortened at times to Leo. When I was in primary school, so was I 8, something like that, 8 years old? Anyway, I Dream of Jeannie. I used to love that show. And Barbara Eden's character, the genie, would do her housework. And when she did, she would sing this little Persian song. And I loved it so much, I began to sing it in my own version of it, of course, in school. And one kid, I remember it was a guy, and I was singing over, because all the girls would say, sing that song. And one guy said, oh, listen to Haji over there, which I think is gold. And from that day forth, everyone called me Haji for quite some years throughout school. When I moved on to the workforce, it's funny, my name is nothing out of the ordinary these days, but the world was a lot smaller then. And a lot of people couldn't quite get their head around Leander. They'd get to Leanne and then they'd stumble. It's just a DA, that's all it is, but they just couldn't quite get there. So I'd say, look, if it's too hard, call me Lee. I'm not precious about my name, right? So as it turned out, when I was working in radio, most people there would call me Lee. And we have get-togethers and reunions from time to time because everyone's kind of spread out all over the place. And we had one just last Sunday, and I'm still Lee after all those years, which I think is sweet. As time went on, I ended up moving to London, and when I returned, I got myself a job at the international airport because I was so restless. That's as close as I could get to travel, watching 747s take off and smelling jet fuel, wishing I was away. And I was working in car rental, and one of my colleagues, who also remains a very dear friend, called me Lulu, and she still calls her. So this is all out of Leander. She just called me Lulu out of the blue, and it stuck. From then on, as years went on again, don't forget, I'm 58. I've done lots of different things and many different jobs, but when I went on to in-flight production, one of the studio guys, like one of the guys that used to put everything together in the studio, I think he thought he was quite hilarious. I beg to differ, but he used to call me, or anything that would rhyme with Leander, Meander, Yolanda, yeah. But one day someone just said Yolly. Someone shortened it to Yolly. Well, that was it. It just took off, and everyone, so that bunch of people that I still see from time to time still call me Yolly. But one of the young ladies who used to work for me in the music department called me Lola. I don't know why, that's just what it was. And she said, you are a Lola. And I said, that's my car. I still have my car named Lola to this day. And anyway, Isabel calls me Lola. When I moved on to, I left the music industry, and I was invited to take on a job at the New South Wales School of Massage while I was working in this healing centre. And I took that on because at least that was a couple of days of stable wage for me. And when I was there, one day we all happened to sit around in a circle, and we were having a very serious conversation. And all I remember is towards the end, I said very seriously, I'm so grateful. In fact, I was very lucky. And one of the girls leant across. I don't know why. It kind of tickled her funny bone, and she leant across and she said, that's right. You were lucky, Leander. Well, we all laughed, and that was it. Lucky Leander it is. So I'm still Lucky Leander, Miss Lucky, or simply Lucky. One of my colleagues in the healing center, who also, like, all of these people are still in my life after all those years. Well, certain people out of every organization that I work with, I should put it that way. But it's just so lovely after all those years that you still keep in touch with a whole bunch of people. You make true friends out of your jobs. And my friend from northern New South Wales, we used to live both in Sydney, that we met at work, and he is German, and so he calls me Schatzi. So Schatz in German, if you are German, please forgive my horrid pronunciation, but Schatz means treasure. So Schatzi is, it's like saying my sweetheart, or not my, but just sweetheart or treasure. Yeah. Anyway, I am Schatzi to him. And last but not least, my friend Greg has for many years called me Lady Penelope, after Lady Penelope from the Thunderbirds, because I was a big fan of Jerry Anderson's work. And Jerry Anderson was a producer and creator of such programs as Joe 90, Stingray, Captain Scarlet, Thunderbirds, and the only production that he created with real actors is called UFO, recorded in Pinewood Studios. But all the others were with puppets. So there were, you know, shows kind of tongue-in-cheek in a way, corny but so much fun, became a bit of a cult over the years. But I was fascinated by those puppets, and really that was another dream, that I could go and work in a television studio on those programs when I was really young. I just wanted to so much. So Greg calls me Lady Penelope. That is a true story. Now, out of all of those, Sis, Leo, Lily, Lulu, Lola, Yolly, Lucky Leander, Shotzi, and Lady Penelope are still alive. Oh my God, that's insane. But it's true. Okay, moving right along. So now, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Now I have to hurry. O is for Oracle. You know, there's 1,000 Oracle decks that I love, but I just don't feel the need to buy. So one deck that I do have that I truly love is the Connected and Free. As far as beauty goes, the keywords, some are familiar, some are a little outside the box, which I really like, because that's the thing with oracles. I think a lot of them do have very similar keywords. So beautiful, and as far as giving you the kick that you need, that little smack across the face, you want an answer? I'll give you an answer. Oracle of the Triad, I love. So two of my faves at this time. What am I passionate about? Many things, but to keep it short and sweet, I'm very passionate about my life. How do I say this? My journey of life. My journey into self-realization, self-discovery, my journey towards self-mastery, my journey at understanding myself, accepting every aspect of myself, dealing with my stuff, and moving to a better place each time to the best of my ability, which is why I studied tarot and astrology and acting. It's all about self-discovery. So I'm very, very passionate about that. And I'm very passionate about animals, nature, and planet Earth. Very passionate. Q is for quote. Once again, silly me, I didn't write anything down. I have posted more quotes on my Instagram than I have cards. I love quotes that much. I've always collected them, written them in my journals over the years. One quote I really like by Mark Twain, what an amazing man, is he said something like, suppose you were an idiot and suppose you were a member of Congress. But I repeat myself. And I always thought with that, isn't it interesting how nothing has changed? But one of the quotes I love that inspires me to this day is, chase down your passion like it's the last bus of the night. I love that. And that quote is by Terry, T-E-R-R-I, surname that starts with a G. Can't remember, sorry. But that's an amazing quote. It's highly motivational. R is for relationship status. At this time, I am single. And, you know, it'd be nice to meet someone, but I've always been that person who is, I don't know, I'm fiercely independent. But being in relationship is absolutely wonderful. And I do envisage being in relationship again. I'm just saying it right here and now in public. Yes, it will happen. But I've always been that person that if you're on your own, don't be lonely, never be lonely. That is a golden opportunity to do all those things you want to do for you. And that journey of self-discovery that I was talking about, I can dedicate as much time as I need per day to do that. Like I think don't waste time if you're single on, oh, woe is me, I wish I was with someone, Because I've met so many people, including a lot of clients, who lose themselves when they're on their own. Where to me, you should be discovering yourself when you're on your own. So relationships, single at this time, but loving life, loving the whole process of getting to know me on a deeper level. And, you know, I've had some rockin' things go on over the last few years with my friend the Tower. And I'm so grateful in many ways that I was on my own to do so and just really attend to that. And then you have plenty of time once you move back into relationship to spend with and see life and experience life with your partner. So that's the way I look at it. Relationship, single for now. And whenever I'm ready, I'm sure I'll be putting out that energy. S is for season. I love the summer months as I grew up, but the weather has gone barking mad. Summer was beautiful, warm, sunny, with an afternoon storm to just cleanse everything and cool it all down and wash it clean. Now it's ridiculous, and we don't know what we're going to get. So I would say at this stage in my life, spring into summer is my favorite season, because I love spring. It's like, you know, the reawakening after the death of winter, and the flowers begin to bloom. It's still fresh in the morning, but it's a beautiful, mild day. Into summer where I can swim in the ocean. I really love swimming in the sea. T is for tarot first and last. The first deck I actually bought was a long time ago, because my father gave me a book that looked something like this, right? Like those history of tarot books, but it was tarot and astrology, but going way back in time. So you'd get a glimpse of you know, a bit of Marseille, a bit of Rider-Waite, a bit of Thoth, all that kind of stuff. And so I went out, and in those days, you know, no internet. You just go to your local bookstore that might have a little metaphysical corner. And as it happens, there might have been one Marseille. I think there was. But I felt drawn to... No. I remember now. I was drawn to the Marseille, but the lady said, if you want to start to study, get this one, which was that standard classic Rider-Waite Smith Tarot, I think it's simply called, with the very bright yellow backdrop. I bought that on recommendation, learnt something, but never really resonated with the deck, gave it away. When I was ready to study tarot in earnest, I purchased the Mythic Tarot. My teacher recommended it, and look at mine now. It is so old. It looks like it's just been dragged up from the bottom of the ocean. The backing, like they've been beaten up. And I love this deck so much because it's been around. So this led me through two two-year diplomas, and then this was my only working deck for some years, seeing clients. You can see I placed some colours, top and bottom, on the cards, because when I was learning it was about the elements, and I also even placed some keywords down the side when I was learning. But I just continued to use this deck because I loved it so much, and I still do. And of course I learned tarot, astrology, numerology together. So this being Liz Green's deck, or Liz Green being a co-creator, my teacher, sorry, one of my teachers, was actually a student of Liz Green herself. So this was a highly appropriate deck to have, and, you know, those close associations with astrology. My latest deck that I have brought into the family is the newly released Accurate AF, sorry you can't see that so well, Tarot by Prism and Fleur. I felt compelled to support a young Australian deck creator. Not only that, I love it. And I was looking for a round deck. It is a round deck, and it's the beautiful, soft colour palette that I treasure. I really do. It's the kind of thing I'm looking at, this kind of scenery. For me at the moment, serves me very, very well. So it's round, it's beautifully done. It's very, it's like that rose petal finish. It's gorgeous. Anyway, I'll do a walkthrough of that another time. So there it is, Accurate AF Tarot. U is for upset. What upsets me most? Animal cruelty. Need I say another word? In every way, shape or form, from circuses to just horrible, screwed up people who seem to feel the need, to hunters, all that bullshit. I hate it. Absolutely. It upsets me very much. I can't really talk about it. V is for vlog. What are you most proud of and what is your most popular? I have no idea. I don't put, with regards to popularity, I understand the question, but for me, I just, I'm not one to churn out a lot of videos on a regular basis. And there's 1,000 reasons why. I won't go into that now, but I certainly do when I feel I have something true and valid to share, I will share in that moment. So as far as popular, I don't know. But what I'm proud of is being able to find my feet, because I certainly started out with the intention of doing a lot of deck walkthroughs and reviews and all that kind of stuff here on YouTube, and then realized you're not a deck collector. You don't want to be a deck collector. You don't even want a whole lot of decks. Why are you doing that? And then I had to sit with myself for a while and go deep and work out, well, hang on, why are you actually here? And to me, it's all about sharing. My objective is to inspire in some way, shape or form, to welcome, just to share back and forth and to learn from each other. So I had to get over that hurdle about worrying about my videos being too long and not appealing to a lot of tarot people. It's for people. It's for anyone who's interested to come and join me. That's what I'm proud of, that I finally found my way and got out of that silly mental, restrictive way of, you got to be you. We're not here to be anyone else, only ourselves. So that's that one. W is for weakness. In the food department, my weakness is Red Rock brand, Red Rock Deli, sea salt chips or crisps, depending on where you live. I like them just a little too much. But really, at the end of the day, my weakness is also my strength. It's my mind that convinces me, they're on sale, why not get 2 packs, right? And it's my mind that also will pull me up and say, you don't need it, that's a habit. It's not even a craving, it's even more ridiculous than that. That's a habit, and you're going to have to slow it right down. You're going to have to pull the reins in, which I'm very proud to say I have done. A chilled glass of wine with those crisps, that is dangerous, but boy do I love it. So I think my mind is my strength and my mind is my weakness, or can be my weakness. X-rated, tell us something. I remember Simon talking about this. I can't even think of something naughty. I think ridiculous, stupid, hilarious, insane, yes, but probably too long to tell, and this video is too long. But naughty, I'll have to have a think. Am I that straight? Because really, I've worked with the wackiest, craziest people in the world, and we have done some stuff, especially in radio. Those days were wild. But I just honestly cannot think of anything. But if I do, I'll place it below. So Y is for yesteryear. To ask for a favourite year is like asking about a favourite book or a song. To me, the older you get, the harder that is. For me, it's never about a calendar year. It's about a pocket of time. So in order to answer the prompt, I would say a pocket of time that I truly treasure, that I always will, is 1985 I moved to London, and in 1987 they threw me out of the country. I wanted to stay. I worked for Citibank Consumer Services Group. It was very posh, but the staff wasn't. We were all nuts. I couldn't believe it. I never ever wanted to go anywhere near a financial institution. Boring. But those people were amazing. So they wanted me to stay. I wanted to stay, but the government said no. But living in London, traveling through Europe for those 2 1/3 years, oh my God, absolutely amazing. You know, when you think, when I reach my deathbed, what are the things that are going to pop up? It's not going to be how much I worked, but it's going to be the fun, the experiences. That will definitely be on my mind as I reminisce, as I reflect upon my life. I have no doubt. It is now, and it always will be. And last of all, Z is for Zen. What do you do to zen out, relax, chill out, calm down? Meditation, yoga, swimming in the ocean. Music bowls, love it, instant, yes. But I think for me, swimming in the ocean clears my mind quicker than anything. I love it more than I can say. So that's it. If you're still with me, thank you very much for sitting through this. Thank you for enduring my nicknames. So it's Lily, Lulu, Lola, and Lady Penelope signing off. Thanks very much, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.